right, let's hit the field.
It's March 2nd, and the Yankees were taking on the Atlanta Braves in a road spring training matchup. We got Marcus Stroman on the mound with a new lease on life. We got some other regulars in the lineup. My recap, your reactions, plus we'll talk about the lineup post Giancarlo Stanton. Coming up next, this is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
And talk we shall. I was not expecting to do a podcast today, but I saw that the game was on MLB Network and Marcus Stroman was pitching. So I figured, let's check it out. Let's see how he looks in 2025. I hadn't seen him yet. I almost said 2024. That's like the equivalent of, signing your checks with the wrong year. I'm still saying the wrong year on the podcast, but unfortunately, the Yankees got demolished today. Braves offense was cooking. Yankees offense still in winter hibernation mode. Marcus Stroman had nothing. We'll talk about that. It wasn't all negative, though. It was mostly negative, but it wasn't all negative. There were a couple of bright spots. Oswald Peraza continues to just look tremendous on defense. Alan Winans, 29-year-old journeyman, had a 15 ERA last year. Threw the ball very well today in relief, 3 scoreless innings. And the Martian made a nice play in left field. However, this was not a 2 hours and 40 minutes well spent. But let's talk about the game. Let's take you through the key takeaways because, there's some other stuff to get to. But we do have to get through the game highlights here. Yankees fell behind early. It was a sign of things to come. Couple of home runs from the Braves in the first inning. Corner infielders, Austin Riley and Matt Olson. I still contend Matt Olson would have been the perfect Yankee if they could have picked him up. And those 2 home runs were just bombs. The wind might have aided the Matt Olson home run, but the Austin Riley home run would have gone out of Yellowstone. Peraza picked up a base hit, should have had an RBI to go with it, but the runner got thrown out at third before the run could score. More running the bases like drunks, as John Sterling said last year. Good to see Peraza picking up the knock. I want to see some more line drives out of him this spring and elevating the ball a little bit. He's still kind of rolling over some ground balls. He did look great on defense, though. Made a nice play on a pop-up. Actually, 2 pop-ups. The wind was kind of playing havoc today, and he made a couple of nice plays. He also turned a round-the-horn double play. And nice play by Jason Dominguez on an opposite field shot by Jared Kelenic in the bottom of the second. Not an easy play at all. Kelenic is a left-handed hitter, and he sliced it the other way. So it was over Dominguez's head. So not only did he have to run it down, but he made the catch. He dealt with a tough Sun field today, and he got rid of it quickly to hold the runner at second, who could have tagged and gone at third. So nice play, adjusting to earth a little bit. He did go hitless, but he smoked the ball a couple of times. He had some really patient at-bats. I think that's going to be something that really plays well for him, just how selective he is at the plate. Everson Pereira probably will not make the team this year, but he had a good day. Couple of hits, 2 for 3, runs scored. He's putting himself into position to be called up if the Yankees have an injury. Last year, he was probably going to be in that position, but he had an injury himself. This year, he appears healthy. Oswaldo Cabrera drew a couple of walks. His stance, to me, continues to look more and more like Juan Soto's. He already had that kind of mini Juan Soto shuffle, right, where the pitch is coming in and he kind of glides towards the pitcher. And he's had that since before the Yankees even had Juan Soto, but it seems like being on Soto's team last year, he's kind of mimicking his stance a little bit. He's got a little bit more bat waggle. But, no hits today for Cabrera, but a couple of walks. He played shortstop and first base. As I mentioned, Winans threw the ball well, 3 scoreless innings. Roderick Arias booted an easy ground ball in the 7th. Braves opened up a big lead. Such a big lead that the MLB network broadcast switched to a different game. And the Yankees drop one, a nail-biter, 11-1. All right, we got the comment of the day here. Johnny says, Stroman and Dominguez for Tariq Skubal. That's got to be, if not the worst trade proposal I've seen, one of the worst. Why in the world would the Tigers make that deal? Why would they trade the reigning Cy Young Award winner for an over-the-hill righty on a stupid contract and a guy who's done nothing in the major leagues? That's bad. That's a bad call. Let's talk a little bit about Stroman. He had a tough day today. I want to preface this by saying it is just spring training. Marcus Stroman is a veteran who's just getting his work in, and it's not uncommon for veteran guys to get torched in spring training. And let's just say he was not in regular season form and leave it at that. A lot of hard hit balls in the first inning. Jurickson Profar ripped one to right field that got caught. Austin Riley and Matt Olson with the back-to-back home runs. Better second inning. Finished it off by pulling the string on a big 12-6 curveball. Pitch he doesn't throw a lot, but it was a good one for him. And, if they're sitting on your, I guess, I don't want to say fastball because he doesn't really throw a fastball anymore. It's more like a sinker. But if they're sitting on it, break out the curveball once in a while. Braves tacked on in the third inning. Riley with an absolute laser beam into the left field gap. Stroman was done after 2 2/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 4 earned runs allowed. And his ERA so far this spring is not good. It is 9.82. Again, stats in spring training don't necessarily reflect on what's going to happen in the regular season. I remember Kyle Higashioka one spring led the league in home runs, led the Grapefruit League in home runs, and then didn't hit one for like 2 months. So you never know. But Stroman roughed up today. Tough day at the office.
It stinks.
Let's talk a little bit about third base. Appears to be down to 2 candidates for the opening day job. DJ LeMahieu has to be considered out of it at this point because he's got a calf injury again. Yesterday we talked about it briefly because it came out while we were on the show. He tweaked the calf muscle. He said that it's nothing major, but it's probably going to be a bit before he can play. And, for a guy in his mid-30s, a bit can mean a month, really. And that's before he gets back to baseball activities. I wouldn't expect to see him on opening day, considering we're less than 4 weeks from opening day. So even if it takes him a couple of weeks to get back to baseball activities, he's not going to have time to get back and get ready to take over the third base job or to win the third base job because, quite frankly, he's not penciled in to be the guy. So that pretty much narrows it down right now to Oswald Peraza or Oswaldo Cabrera. Peraza is out of options, so he's going to be on the roster barring a trade. And the fact that Oswaldo Cabrera can play so many positions and plays them effectively. He can play first base, shortstop, second base, third base. He can play left field. He can play right field. And he said he wants to catch. That makes him an extremely valuable utility player. So right now, as I said a month ago, it's unchanged. I think Peraza is your opening day third baseman. Again, barring a trade, he is the favorite. He's going to get his chance. Let's hope he runs with it. All right, let's get to the game awards, if you want to call it an award. It feels kind of wrong to give a bum of the day during spring training to a guy who's just getting his work in, but I got to be that guy.
Damn bum, you know that? Bum.
My bum is on the
Yankees. Bum of the day, Marcus Stroman, who absolutely stunk today. Don't need to read too much into it, as I said, but hey, we're doing this for a reason. You guys wanted an award for who played the worst, and so we're going to add him to the list here. Marcus Stroman, first Bum of the Day award of the year, and probably not his last if I were to be a betting man, but Marcus Stroman on this day was a bum. Just a disclaimer, and we're going to give this disclaimer every time. Just because you're the bum of the day does not mean we do not like you. It does not make you a bad guy, but on this particular day, it did make you a bum. And tough day for Marcus Stroman. All right, let's get to the revised opening day lineup as I view it. Now that we know that Giancarlo Stanton is going to be out to begin the season, he's going to be on the injured list, we can start to reimagine what that lineup is going to look like. So far this spring, I've seen nothing to indicate that the Yankees are planning to do anything with Volpe in the leadoff spot. He hasn't hit much at leadoff. He's been hitting down in the order. His approach does not seem to be of the contact variety. He seems to be, trying to lift and separate. So, I don't see him in the leadoff spot. With the leadoff guy, you want somebody who's patient. You want somebody who's going to draw walks ahead of Aaron Judge. And look, I think Jason Dominguez is that guy. Wells hit leadoff today. He did begin the game with a very good at-bat, a line drive single. Still, not a lot of teams hit their catcher in the leadoff spot, and I don't think the Yankees are planning to do it. Also, that means that basically, if he's going to be your starting catcher, right, and you got Ben Rice here as your DH filling in for Giancarlo, there's still a competition to be the backup catcher. So it'll be interesting. That's just another, competition this spring that's going to play itself out. Boone confirmed on Foul Territory the other day that he's going to go with Judge in the number 2 spot, and that he's going to go with Cody Bellinger. That would be his preference in the number 3 spot. And so far this spring, Cody Bellinger has looked great. So I'm good with that. I'm good with the top 3, Dominguez, Judge, Bellinger. My cleanup hitter at the moment is probably Paul Goldschmidt. Just missed a home run today. Wind kind of knocked it down. It was swirling, and I thought he got it. It was a good swing. He also scorched a line drive, single to left field. His swing has looked good this year. It's looked compact. And the fact that he plays pretty much every day should give you some consistency out of the cleanup spot, something that the Yankees desperately need. Even if he's not MVP caliber, I think that he is going to be a steady force. I could see him driving in a lot of runs with Bellinger and Judge hitting ahead of him. Continuing with my righty-lefty alternate kind of deal here, I got Austin Wells hitting 5th at catcher. Anthony Volpe hitting 6th. Like I said, he seems to be going for more power. He's bulked up. And I can see him hitting 6 and driving in some runs this year, maybe getting back over that 20 home run mark that he had his rookie year. But I also want to see him hit for a higher average. 240 isn't going to cut it. I want to see 265, 18 to 20 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and good defense. To me, that's a very solid year for Anthony Volpe. I got Jazz Chisholm hitting 7th at second base. And then Oswald Peraza and Ben Rice rounding things out. I know it's not the strongest bottom of the order, but Jazz Chisholm, at least in the 7-hole, could give you 30, 40. I mean, how many 7-hole hitters in the league can do that? And then Peraza, I don't know how much he's going to hit, but he's at least going to play defense. You don't need everybody to be a star offensively. If he can hold his own, maybe hit some more line drives, maybe run into a couple of home runs, he could be good. If he hits 250 with 15 to 20 home runs and plays outstanding defense, I think you sign up for that as a rookie year. And then Ben Rice, holding that spot for Giancarlo until he's back, I could see him mashing this year. He looks stronger. He looks ready to rock and roll. All right, so that's where we're at with the lineup right now. Sam G says we need another veteran power bat. I agree, but there's not a lot out there. I mean, they didn't sign Bregman. They're not really interested in Arenado, and he's not even really a power bat anymore. And he's a guy who's diminished offensively in recent years. I think 3 years in a row, his OPS has gone down. So I just don't know that there's somebody out there. Ricardo Colon says Escara, backup catcher, great in the Dominican Winter League. A lot of guys do great in the Dominican Winter League and then don't do well in the Major League. So it's a completely different animal. I want to go with whoever is the best defensive option and just let Austin Wells run with that job and take the majority of the reps. If Austin Wells plays 135, 140 games, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. Sam G says we are relying on a lot of guys under 25, need another veteran power bat. We do have a call about that, about how the Yankees are going to more homegrown players this year, and it's something that's honestly a little bit refreshing. I think it's going to be a fun team. It's going to be a different team, different style team than last year. But hopefully they have better results than they did today. Quick word from the guys at Foul Territory about Nutrafol, and then I'll be back to take a few voicemails and some more comments. Back in 60 seconds.
Hair thinning is very common, very frustrating problem that many men deal with. From stress and nutrition to hormones to lifestyle, so many internal factors affect what you see on the outside. Luckily, Nutrafol is here to help.
Thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to their hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas for men and women that are tailored to different life stages and lifestyle factors.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Val in NY says, oof, just saw the final score. Glad I didn't watch, even if it's just a spring training game, but we'll be excited to see Max Fried pitch tomorrow. Yes, Yankees play a night game tomorrow night. And Max Fried will be on the mound. I will be doing a post-game show. I'll give you all my thoughts on Max Fried. And it's good to see you here, Val. Still in the comment Hall of Fame.
You can't hit for nothing.
All right. David says, I'd like to see George Lombard Jr. a bit more. I would too. I mean, the kid looks like he can really play. The swing looks short, compact. He's athletic. He can run. He looks like he's a good defender. He's got to obviously have some seasoning in the minor leagues. And we do have a call about this that I want to get to, and then I have a thought on Lombard.
Yeah, Derek, I still think we're probably 1 to 2 years away from Roderick Arias and George Lombard Jr. for having maybe an everyday shot. But what do you think would have to happen for them to have a chance to play this year? Thanks.
Well, from what I've seen from Arias, he's not ready. I mean, defensively, offensively, just doesn't look ready. I mean, Lombard's probably not ready either, but he clearly stands out, right? When you watch him, he clearly stands out as a prospect. You don't even have to really know baseball that well to see that athletically. I mean, he plays like a veteran for a guy who's so young. This year, I just don't see it happening. He would have to have an unbelievable season in the minor leagues to get up by the end of the year. He does turn 20 in June. Now, we saw Jackson Churio make the major leagues at 20. We saw Jason Dominguez make the major leagues at 20. We saw Anthony Volpe make the major leagues at 21. So he can advance quickly. I think this is a year of minor league development. I think they're going to keep a close eye on him. I think he's going to play a little bit more third base than he's been playing because right now shortstop is blocked with Anthony Volpe. But look, if he hits 350 through the first 2 or 3 months of the season and hits for power and gets promoted to like Double-A, I could see him advancing quickly. The Yankees like a guy to dominate every level before they call them up. I don't see him making the major leagues this year under any circumstances, but next year is not out of the question. I can see him making it at 20 if he ends up playing like we all think he will.
What's up, Derek? This is Jake from Connecticut. Had a thought the other day about the Yankees' prospects and their ability to, create talent. And there's a lot of talk that the Yankees have a bad, prospect pool, that they don't know how to bring them up. And I think there's arguments there. But this year we have 6 guys in the starting lineup that are homegrown, right? So just a thought, that the Yankees do develop, good MLB talent fairly consistently. I don't know. Anyway, go Yanks.
Appreciate the call. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. The Yankees catch a lot of crap about their minor league system, but they're starting catcher, homegrown. They're starting shortstop, homegrown. They're starting third baseman this year, likely to be homegrown. Their left fielder, international prospect, homegrown. Their right fielder, 2-time MVP, homegrown. Now, they're not great at developing starting pitching. They don't have a lot of, homegrown starting pitching in the rotation. Garrett Cole, obviously a free agent. Max Fried, a free agent. Carlos Rodon, a free agent. Marcus Stroman, a free agent. Clark Schmidt developed internally, and Luis Gil developed after a trade, but he came up, as part of the deal from the Twins and then worked his way to the major leagues with the Yankees. But you're not wrong. Their offense, a lot of young guys, a lot of homegrown talent, and it's good to see.
Hey, Doug, this is Chris. I wanted to
Derek,
call
not
in
Doug.
and ask your opinion about the situation. So with the DJ, new injury, I wonder if, I don't think they're going to make the play on the open day roster because there's a liability no matter what. But I wanted your opinion of, I think it's time to maybe give him the Jacoby Ellsbury treatment of just, you stuck it up, he stays on the 60-day, and you call the day, or maybe they cut him in the off-season to try to protect the kid from the little 5. But I want your opinion because the way it looks, I don't think he's playing another game in the pinstripes. Love the show. See ya.
I think he'll play again with the pinstripes. But he's not far off. They almost DFA'd him last year, according to reports, and Aaron Judge stepped in to save it. But I don't have a lot of confidence that DJ LeMahieu can help us going forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Obviously, like, subscribe, follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms. You can rate us 5 stars. I think we're sitting on 4.9 average right now, which is aggravating, but also good. So go ahead and, do all that stuff. Share with your friends. Share with your relatives that are Yankees fans. And we'll see you tomorrow night for Max Fried's Yankees debut. We'll see you next time. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.